Right then guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm delighted to be joined by ex-Walsall player Kris Taylor. How you doing, Kris?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Obviously, just trying to get back to a bit of normality with work and football and things, really. So, just
Yeah.
looking forward to everything starting properly.
Yeah. How did you get into playing football?
When I was a kid, really, at school, obviously my family had always liked football, so for me, it was just something that it just seemed like the thing to do. And I think from a really early age, mum and dad said that I've always had a ball at my feet, so I just really enjoyed it, and I think that's still the case now.
Yeah. Who was your footballing idol?
Um, well, growing up, I was a season ticket. I was at United, and I used to just love Roy Keane and Brian Robson, like midfield players really. And obviously, the main man at United at the time was Eric Cantona. I mean, he was
Yeah.
brilliant to watch. All those sorts of people, really.
At the age of 14, you signed for Manchester United from Wolves for a fee of £200,000. How were you feeling?
Well, for myself, like I say, at the time I was a season ticket holder at United, so when they came and offered me the chance to sign for the club, it was a no-brainer. When I looked, I got the opportunity to play at Old Trafford, before I signed, so I was on the pitch, obviously looking at my seat that I was so used to sitting in. As a kid growing up, it was my dream. So it didn't matter about what other clubs came in or what other sort of financial element was put on the table. It was just I just wanted to sign for United.
Yeah. In 2003, you signed for the Saddlers. How did the transfer come about to sign for Walsall?
Well, obviously being relatively local, I kind of knew people, sort of at the club scouts and things, and I know that when Ferguson obviously told me he weren't going to offer me a new deal, I think that was in the December. Then it kind of the opportunity to stop, to go to Warsaw. I think it was in about January, February time, so it was kind of happened quite quickly, really. But it's just for myself, it's an opportunity to get, sort of come back closer to home. But also hopefully, get an opportunity to sort of start playing real football, in terms of league football.
Yeah. You scored on your Walsall debut in a 3-2 defeat to Stoke City. How did that feel?
Well, obviously, to get my debut, it was brilliant. A big club like Stoke as well. So, when you get the opportunity to play, you're buzzing, and then obviously to score, it was sort of the thing that you'd always thought or hoped would happen. I mean, make my debut and score on it. Obviously, it would have been nice to go on and win the game as well, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But obviously, from a personal point of view, it's just a time you remember fondly. Obviously, scoring in your debut.
Yeah. How did it feel to get promoted with the Saddlers in the 2006-07 season?
That it was brilliant. I think that was probably one of my best years in football. Obviously, yes, we won the title, which was great, but the group of players we had, together was brilliant as well. I mean, the team spirit and the togetherness we had was superb. Like we'd still be at the training ground, late on in the day when you'd expect us to be, on the golf course, having laughs with each other, just kind of spending time with each other, and I think that showed when the game came on a Saturday because we were all together and everyone was pulling in the same direction.
After the promotion season, you were told to look for a new club. How did this feel?
Obviously, it was a bit of a kick in the teeth. I mean, I think I played like 40 odd games that season, so you felt you played a big part in the club's success. So to then be told you weren't wanted anymore, it was disappointing. But obviously, that's football. I mean, I'm not the first person that happened to, and I'm sure I won't be the last. It was just the circumstances, and it was just a case of moving on and go and find another new club and hopefully be successful wherever that may be.
Who was the best player you played with at Walsall?
Well, obviously, in terms of quality, in terms of just that sheer class, you've got to say Murph. When he first came into the club, it was scary. He was on another level, and you can see why he had the playing career that he had. But I'd probably say I liked Vinny Samway. He was a midfield player, and I love playing next to him because he helped as a young player. You know, he helped you so much. And like I say, on debut, he was, you know, constantly talking and talking you through his game and things and helping where it needed. So, you know, one of those two, I would imagine.
Yeah. What was your favourite game you played in for the Saddlers?
Obviously, you know, you've got to say my debut that you mentioned before.
Yeah.
You know, to get my first game and obviously score, it was great. But a memory that always sticks in my mind is the Notts County game when we actually got promoted.
Yeah.
It was kind of, we looked like we were close, and then we went away to Notts County, so got the result. So, you know, the party after it was fantastic, and I'll never forget because I won the Grand National Sweep as well. So, you know, we
Yeah.
had a few beers on the way back, and I think we went out into Walsall. So, you know, that day was really good.
After your 4 years at Walsall, you moved to Hereford. How was your time at Hereford?
Well, we did well. It was, you know, with the first year, I think people tipped us, you know, from League Two to get relegated.
Yeah.
You know, we went on to get promoted. So personally, you look and think I've had back-to-back promotions, you know, from League Two. So it was really successful first year, and then obviously second year we didn't really hit the same sort of height in League One as we performed in League Two, and unfortunately we got relegated. But you know, I think that was a lot of the team that got promoted with. You know, we lost a few players, and I think we were probably weaker the following season than we were in the season in League Two. So I think that's where it went wrong, really.
Yeah. After leaving Hereford, you joined Port Vale. How would you sum up your 2 years at Port Vale?
I enjoyed it. I think it was very messy in a way. You know, in the way I went there, I was on a short-term deal. Then that season went quite well. Then I needed operation, and then the following season, you know, Mickey Adams started the season. You know, we were doing well, and then I think he left. The new manager came in, then he left, and then I think at the end of the season, you know, there wasn't really a manager in place until Mickey Adams, you know, came back to the club. So it was a bit. The second season was very hit and miss because of the change in the managers. So, you know, at the end of the season, we didn't know what was going on, didn't know who was coming in as manager. So the opportunity to join Darlington came about, you know, and work with a manager that I knew anyway from over the years playing.
Who is the best player you've played against?
In terms of like, couldn't really get close to, I would probably imagine Michael Kris when he was at West Ham.
Yeah.
You know, you felt that you were nearly going to get there, and you never did. So he's obviously right up there. But then, you know, there's numerous players you could talk about. But I remember Kris, obviously, Roy Keane, when I think he came down and played at the best spot in a friendly against us. You know, obviously that was good because he's somebody I have so much respect for and sort of loved watching as a kid. So it was nice to play against him. But there's probably been numerous players that you look back and you think, I mean, he was good.
Yeah. Who was the best manager you worked under?
I think personally, I was a little bit disappointed when Colin Lee left Warsaw, because I think he was a really good manager. He was good for me. I think that season, I think my game was developing. You know, I was starting to get games. He was helping me. You know, so I was a little bit gutted when he left. But probably Mickey Adams, in terms of being someone who I was with for a longer period of time, just in the way he worked, the way he got the best out of individuals and the best out of a team. You know, I think probably him.
What is your favourite footballing memory?
I think I've mentioned a couple.
Yeah.
There's so many, really. You look at highs of things that have happened. You know, like mentioned promotion with Walsall, then winning the title with Walsall. Obviously making playing for your country and getting some international caps.
Yeah.
But there's just so many to probably pinpoint one occasion where I look back and I think that's the best moment in my career.
Yeah.
You know, I'd probably say signing for United. That was probably one of
Yeah.
the being such a big fan at the time. I
Yeah.
think that's probably right up there.
Finally, how are you getting on at player coach at Charleston?
Yeah, and really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's totally different kind of game in regards to, from the professional game. But we kind of all the lads are really good lads.
Yeah.
Everyone works hard for each other. Everyone, gives their all, and I think everyone enjoys it. And I think that's the biggest thing about non-league. What I think people find and realise that everyone that goes, they're going there for the reason because they love playing football and they enjoy it. And there's no hidden agendas. It's just that they want to be playing at the best level they can.
Yeah.
And have fun with it, really. If that means having a few drinks in the bar after games or on the coach, then great. And I think it creates a good togetherness.
Yeah. Thanks for coming onto the channel and speak to me, Kris. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Enjoyed it.
If you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like and subscribe to the channel, and up the Saddlers.